Hey everybody, hello. All right, so my name is Angel Benton. For those of you that do not know me, and this I'm trying something kind of new. I'm kind of branching out here, and currently I'm in Rohnert Park, California, on work. But so this isn't exactly the normal place where I'm going to be doing this from. It could be from anywhere because this is done on a Wednesday and it's a Wednesday morning here in on the West Coast at least. It's going to be a little bit difficult because it'll probably be lots of different places. So we'll just see. We'll have to see how that goes. Anyways, so the point of this show is to talk about the point. This show is called Dancing for Relevancy, right? And it's to recap both Dancing with the Stars and Strictly Come Dancing, which is it's on in the UK. It's on the BBC, and it came out first. Actually, Strictly Come Dancing came out first, and then they came out with Dancing with the Stars. Although what's funny is that Dancing with the Stars has had like 27 seasons, and Strictly Come Dancing, I think they've only had like 19, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I know that it's not they don't do two shows a year like they do here. So we've had a lot more celebrities come through. And because of that, we've already here in the States, we've already seen quite a bit of the stuff that they're just now seeing in the UK, which is funny though because they're a smaller country. But yeah, so basically it's called Dancing for Relevancy because let's be real. I mean, that's really what everyone's doing. And that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. It is not a dig at the show at all. It is totally um just stating a fact. Look, I wish I was relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's totally okay. So, all right. So, let's talk a little bit about, we'll start off talking about the US version of the show, Dancing with the Stars. So, the US version of the show, so first of all, you know, I've never watched the British version, Strictly Come Dancing, before. This is the first time watching because um, Faye from Supergroup Steps is in it, and you know I love her. So I am watching live along with all of England. So I'm very excited about that. Shout out to all my peeps in England. Okay, but it's interesting to see how Strictly Come Dancing is really a lot more like the older version of Dancing with the Stars. Like um, they have a formula that works and they stick with it, and that's pretty much it. Whereas here, there's a lot of emphasis on. I don't want to. Oh God, how can I say this? There's a lot of emphasis the on stuff. Like they just got this brand new judges panel with like this ridiculous LED TV in front of it that says Dancing with the screen. It says Dancing with the Stars, and you know they always do like projections and like go all out on crazy sets for their show for each little number, and then for the entire show. I mean, it's really crazy. But I also feel like so okay, let's start with our couples. Okay, so we've got Val. Okay, we've got Val Schmirkovsky who's dancing with Nancy McKeon, and they did good that first day. I think they did fine. I don't think that she was that bad. They did a Oh yeah, they did a quick step. Oh, that was what I was going to say. So both them and someone else did a quick step too, and they're not the first couples to do that. However, like they made a big deal in England this year about how someone was never does a quick step on the first week of the show, and that now they're doing a quick step, and like so that's kind of that should tell you everything right there. But then again, we've also had 27 seasons, so it's kind of difficult to say that, right? Anyways, so I'm sorry, I slept on my neck wrong, and it's really irritating me. Okay, so Val and Nancy did fine with their quick step. I mean, they were fine. It was not awful. It wasn't bad. It was not, amazingly great. we'll get to them in a minute, the people who were amazingly great, but they were still fine. They were okay. And of course, at the end of last night, because this was a 2 week, that's another thing too, is in England they do the one show strictly, and then the next day they do their strictly results show. And we used to do that here in the United States. And I think we still do that for like the first 3 weeks, but then it goes into just 1 day a week. So we'll see how that goes. But Nancy and Val, they made the cut. They're coming back next week. They're doing fine. Okay, so then there's Artem Chigvintsev, who, I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I mutilated your last name, Artem. I apologize. Artem was given oh God, what is her name? Daniela something, is that her name? She's this Paralympic skier, right? So she skis, and you're looking at her and you're thinking, well, I don't know why is she in the Paralympics and not in the regular Olympics? Like, what is going? And then you find out she's blind, like blind. And Artem was like, because she tells him right up, she's like, I gotta be honest with you, I'm blind. And he's like, oh, okay, this is going to be a challenge. So again, and I hate to compare, I hate to compare the two shows, because we've got our American show, which is one thing, and then you've got the British show, and like they have wait, I've got her, Lauren, this chick named Lauren, who is she's a Paralympian too. Is she a skier also? No, a runner? I don't know. But anyways, she's a Paralympian because she's missing the top of her forearm. I want to say it's her right forearm. But I mean, that's really it. Everything else she's got. And I'm thinking, okay, well, here in the United States, we had Sharna, who danced with that soldier who had like half his body blown off. We had Niall DeMarco, who won Dancing with the Stars with Peter Murgatroyd, who is completely deaf. We have had, Marlee Matlin's been on the show. She's deaf. We've had Heather Mills, which is funny because she's British, so you would expect her to be on Strictly Come Dancing as opposed to being on Dancing with the Stars. But no, she did Dancing with the Stars. She's got one leg. Amy Purdy has no feet, and she came to second with Derek Huff. So, so her and Artem, they did fine. They did a foxtrot. They had to do a foxtrot, and they did fine. It was a slow foxtrot, so it was okay. It was cute. And then the next day, they kind of picked up the tempo a little bit. I mean, the first day was really touching because she's like, I can't see anything, and I'm just, and they showed their rehearsal process, how she's like holding on to like Artem's like body to try to feel how his muscles are going, so she knows how to do stuff. I mean, it's really impressive. I've got to give Artem major props because he's doing a good job so far with it. And though, actually, let's talk about that real quick. We'll come back to Artem in a minute, but Artem there's a few people that are known to both Dancing with the Stars and Strictly Come Dancing fans, and that's Artem Chigvintsev, who we are just talking about, Gleb Savchenko, who was dancing with comedian Nikki Glazer this year on Dancing with the Stars. And there's also Tristan McManus, who is not on either show at the moment, but he was on both, and he is super cute little Irish leprechaun, gorgeous. Okay. Anyways, okay, so then let's talk about, so they did fine that first dance. But then that second dance, when the tempo started to pick up, it kind of made me nervous. Because the first dance was like, it was actually really good. And I was just like, I wasn't crying, but I was like, I was welling up. I was welling up. And what's funny is that that first day when you feel real great, the next day they picked 5 couples to dance again because they got the 5 lowest scores, so they have to dance again. And that is including the judges and the audience, because you might think, well, they weren't at the bottom of the leaderboard. Yeah, but the leaderboard is just the judges' scores, and the couple's actual scores also takes into account America's vote. And let's talk about this real quick. I'm very disappointed. Sorry, I had something in my mouth I had to get rid of. It was disgusting. I'm very disappointed that I cannot vote for Strictly. I'm a little bit disappointed because even though they haven't actually opened up their show for voting yet. They actually start their vote next week. We started right away this week. I'm not eligible to vote in Strictly because I do not live in the UK. But again, they can't vote for Dancing with the Stars because they don't live in the US. So I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it's like it's fucking 2018. I mean, come on, really, really, we're really gonna segregate people based on the country they live in? Okay. Anyways. All right. So Artem, so yeah, so they did that second dance and it kind of made me nervous for her because I'm like, okay, well, he can keep throwing dances at her that are slow, like the waltz, the Viennese waltz, the rumba, um, contemporary even, but like I cannot see the minute they pick up that tempo, it's going to be a little bit rough for her. Like that's going to be the hard part. Like right now with these slow dances, she's doing really good. It just makes me nervous and I hope that she stays with the show long enough that we can see that she can do these types of dances. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so then we have Gleb. Oh, so Gleb was dancing with comedian Nikki Glazer. And a lot of people are like, I don't know who Nikki Glazer is. Well, believe it or not, I actually knew who she was before the show because I've got to let you know, she is the queen of those roasts on Comedy Central. And I love me a good roast because I love anyone that can make fun of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone can talk shit about somebody else, but if you're a class act, if you can also laugh at yourself as well. That's how I've always felt about life in general. But she is she is so brutal. She's great. She's really great. She's really great. So they did this scene. Now this is something else that is like, I felt like this was sort of staged. It looked a little bit staged to me. So they had Gleb and a couple of his friends who were both hot, FYI. So like all three of them are like these three gorgeous men sitting at this table and she's doing this stand-up routine. And she talks about how she's doing Dancing with the Stars and how she's so nervous about it. And then she's like, she pointed at Gleb and she's like, you are so good looking that it's distracting. She's like, what do you do for a living? And he says, I'm a dancer. And she's like, wait a minute, are you my partner? And I was like, did she really not know that? It looks a little bit staged. I'm just saying, like, it looked kind of hokey, but it might not have been, but it just looked a little bit staged to me. I'm just saying. So they did their first, they had to do salsa. So they did salsa because they were on the bottom. And unfortunately, spoiler alert, Nikki and Gleb went home yesterday. So that's unfortunate. But the good news is that Nikki was actually really good. And she was talking about her stand-up comedy, and it was so funny because she was talking about her stand-up comedy, and she was talking about how she's had rough sets before, and Tom Bergeron, let's talk about the host real quick. I know that this is kind of difficult to watch because I'm just bouncing from topic to topic, but I'm all sticking with the Dancing with the Stars, and then I'm going to go into Strictly, and I'll do a little bit more into Strictly in a minute. Tom Bergeron and Erin Andrews. Okay, so I feel bad for Erin Andrews because I like her. Like, I think that of the three chicks that Tom Bergeron has worked with, Erin Andrews is the best one. And she's lasted the longest out of all of them, too. So it just makes me wonder. It's like, okay, well, why are people hating? God, makes me irritated. It's like, oh, these trolls. Anyways. So, oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm new to this whole live thing, so I'm trying to figure out how stuff is working at the same time as doing it, so it's kind of like a little bit Okay. So anyways, but you know what? I thought she was talking about rough sets and Tom Bergeron. Well, actually, you know what? I did like Tom Bergeron with Miss Piggy. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Miss Piggy was a good co-host too. She was only a one time, but she was really great. I really liked her a lot. Um, she one time Erin Andrews was not there and Miss Piggy took over, and I love me some Miss Piggy. I think she's fucking great. I'm sorry, I think she's great. Okay. Anyways, so she said she had all this rough sets. She's had rough sets before, and Tom Bergeron was like, she said rough sets, S-E-T-S, and she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I said that, but I've had that too. I fucking love her. She's great. I feel like I'm gaining weight. I'm not sure. Okay. Anyways, so they did fine, but they got sent home. So, you know, that's unfortunate. Now let's talk about the people that really blew my mind. And then first we're going to mention we have a new pro this year. His name is Brandon, and he is with Tinashe. Now, okay, so a lot of people are, well, okay, so there was them. And then there was and they tied for at the top of the leaderboard with DeMarcus Ware and is he with Lindsay? I think he's with Lindsay. So I'm not surprised that DeMarcus is at the top because they always manage to. I mean, those football players are all really good dancers. Like, I mean, like legit every time they pull someone from the NFL, they do really well in the competition, if not win. So that's kind of interesting. It's interesting to me. So there's and then so they were the top of the leaderboard, and just underneath them was Cheryl Burke, aka Mophead, and I'll tell you why I call her Mophead, and it's because of Michael K. Delisted. Shout out to Michael K. And Alexis Wren and Alan Burston. Now, you know I love me some Alan Burston. I love me some Alan Burston. And I know that because he was in the troupe forever. And they finally made him a pro last year with Debbie Gibson. And I thought, okay, Debbie Gibson has dance experience. She's very musical. They're going to go very far, right? They were the second ones to go home. So it makes me really like, okay, so now Alan obviously has something to prove, right? Because he is way too good to not win, right? He's really good. So they put Alan with Alexis Wren, who is an Instagram model. Okay, but here's the thing about that. In the UK, right now they're doing Strictly Come Dancing, and they're talking about how there's one guy on there named Joe Sugg, who is a social media star, and they're like, who is he? He's a no one, blah blah blah. He's just an internet person. He's not so. But here in the United States, so we've got this Insta model, right? And before that, we've had Bethany Moda, who I think she came in like 4th or 5th with Derek Huff. And then we also have, oh gosh, what's his name? Hayes Greer, who was a Vine star. I mean, Vine as a platform isn't even around anymore. So, I mean, we crossed that bridge in the United States years ago. And so Alexis Wren is this Insta model, and so she danced with Alan, and they did a jive, and it was really good. Like, it was like crazy on point good. Well, I did a little digging, and apparently Miss Alexis, before she went into Insta modeling, was a ballerina. She was like a full-on ballerina. And although it is not 100% the same, I mean, it is close enough. Like, that is like, I mean, but then again, so that's another controversy, and that controversy is surrounding both shows is cast members with previous dancing experience, you know, on Strictly Come Dancing, we've got Faye, we've got Ashley Roberts, who is a pussycat doll, which got its start as um, a, a dance group before they even, released any singles. And then we also have Lee Ryan from Blue, who's no stranger to choreography. So people were kind of, you know, upset that they're allowed to take place in, and but I can see both sides. So it's definitely a lot more entertaining for the public if someone has zero dance experience and you get to see them progress. And it's also a little bit unfair to pit them against people who do have dancing experience today. So, okay, I get that. However, also from a producer's standpoint, you're going to run out of people who haven't had any dancing experience, right? Especially here in the United States, because they've done 27 seasons of this show. So they have got a lot of celebs and celebs who have been on the show, and they've had to, but also the producers, the people who score, the judges, they know exactly how much dance experience someone has. And so they score them accordingly. Like if I went in and I was a 40-year ballerina and I had a partner, they would actually score me a lot harder than someone who is blind and just started the show, just started dancing recently. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I totally get it. I get both sides. And also from a production standpoint, they never said that this competition was about people that can't dance or that have no dance experience or any of that, So yeah, so just something to think about. So Cheryl Burke. Okay, so this is not meant to be shady towards Cheryl Burke. I love me some Cheryl Burke. In fact, she's one of my favorites because she's been on probably more than anybody else. Maybe she's done like 21 of the 27 seasons. So that's a lot. She's been with the show for a long time, and there's a reason why. She's taken home the mirror ball a couple of times. Once I think was with once was definitely with Drew Lachey for season 2, and they're on season 27, so that was like 25 seasons ago. But again, they do it every 6 months, so it was like, not that long ago. I mean, it wasn't 25 years ago, but it was like 12 years ago. And she also won, I think she won with Emmitt Smith, the footballer, I think. So she's definitely got it. She's won twice. She's really good. Although, who holds the record for wins is Derek Huff, who's not on the show anymore. Now he's on World of Dance on NBC. So, and it makes me wonder, I wonder if ABC, because, the BBC produces both shows, both Strictly in the UK and Dancing with the Stars in the United States, but it's on ABC. So they get the benefit of also getting money from ABC, and that's Disney money. Like, that is like the most wealthy corporation in the world money. Like, that's crazy, right? So, they just put a lot more production value. Like, they do a lot more, there's just a lot more going on Dancing with the Stars. But kind of a little bit of it is distracting from the actual dances. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fine line, and I'm not quite sure if America always gets it right on that. So I don't want this to sound like I'm dissing the UK, because I am not by any stretch of the imagination. I love me the United Kingdom, and I love me their show too. It's great. So, okay, so we had Brandon and Tinashe. They did great. We also had DeMarcus and Lindsay. They did fine also. They did really good. I mean, but again, not super surprised. We had Alan and Alexis. They did great. And then also they had, but what was interesting was that I have 200 million, followers on Instagram or whatever. I mean, she was in the bottom 5. She had to dance twice. So you know, did she buy all those followers, or are they all people that live outside of the country, or are they just people that don't watch the show? I mean, like, what? It makes you wonder. Well, what's going on? Like, really, if I had like 200 million followers, you know, I would be at the top of the leaderboard every week. Although, what's funny, so the current mirror ball holder, not the celebrity side, because that's Adam Rippon, but it's his partner Jenna. This year, she's partnered with Grocery Store Joe, or Joe Amabile. And the thing about, and I hope I said his name right. I don't know if I did, but Joe, which is interesting, is that he has got a huge fan base, right? And he's just a reality star who was on The Bachelorette, was cut the first night, and then made a made a big splash on Bachelor in Paradise. So so now he's on Dancing with the Stars. And you know what? What's so funny is that on Dancing with the Stars, the casting has become very formulaic. Like, there's always going to be an NFL player. There's always going to be some sort of Disney kid. There's always going to be. I mean, there's someone that fits each role, and they just swap out different people, and they don't ever like venture outside. So, you know. For the Disney kid this year, they have Milo Manheim, who was dancing. I think he was with Whitney, Milo and Whitney. And they did good. They did fine. Emma Slater was dancing with John Schneider. You know, I think John Schneider, first of all, is really good looking. He is really cute. And second of all, he's not a bad dancer at all. Like, I mean, yes, he's older than Emma. First of all, Emma might be my favorite pro on the show currently. I love her so much. She's great. But yeah, she's wonderful. And I love me some John Schneider. I think he's doing great. And he had to dance again also. So yeah. Okay. Then we also had Mary Lou Retton, who I want to know. Okay. So, you know, there was this big scandal in USA Gymnastics recently about how this perverted doctor basically groped and fondled and had his way with a whole bunch of USA gymnasts, right? And they've all come forward and testified against him. And hopefully he goes to jail for a long time. But how long did he work there? And like, you know, in this current culture, we're learning more and more about how, you know, scummy certain men can be. So it makes me wonder, was it like that when Mary Lou Retton was in the Olympics? I mean, it was, when she did the Olympics, it was 1984. So I was 10. I was 10 when she did the Olympics. And so it was, you know, it felt like a more innocent time, but it might not have been. It might have been just as skeezy as it is now. So, but that's what's going through my mind the whole time I'm watching her dance. I'm going, ooh, but let me tell you, she had to dance twice. She did a routine to Donna Summer's song Hot Stuff, and she's like, and I love disco. And I'm like, yes, bitch, I love disco too. I love it. So they did fine though. Sasha's a great dancer. And Mary Lou Retton is very small. And Sasha being on the more diminutive side himself, they make a really good team. You know, they look real, and they're both gymnasts. They both look great. I mean, really. So yeah, so that was pretty much Dancing with the Stars for that week. It was okay. We'll definitely see more as both the stars and the celebrities, start to flex their creative muscles a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to jump in our little airplane and we're going to head over the pond to the United Kingdom, where they have their show Strictly Come Dancing. Oh, wait, before we get to Strictly Come Dancing, though, I also have to say they're starting next week Dancing with the Stars Juniors on Sunday nights. Now, the way that it works right now is I'm able to watch Strictly Come Dancing. It's in the afternoon on Saturday, and then the results show is on Sunday. Then Sunday night is going to be Dancing with the Stars Juniors, and then Monday and Tuesday are Dancing with the Stars. Wednesday, I go live and I talk about what happened on the show this week on both shows. So Dancing with the Stars Junior starts next week, so I'll be devoting a little bit more time to them as well, and then we'll be covering all three shows. So anyway, so basically the way that it works out, because I have to watch, because I'm watching via the internet, I have to watch Strictly Come Dancing live. Like there is no DVR option. Like with Dancing with the Stars, even though I did watch it live and I was able to catch both shows, I made sure that I had my TiVo recording Dancing with the Stars, right? So with Strictly Come Dancing, I don't have that option. So I have to watch it live. So first things first. So in Strictly, in Strictly, it's hosted by two people who, Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman. And I do have notes because I don't live in the UK, so I'm not 100% sure who everybody is, but whatever. So, okay. So they're fine. They do a great job as presenters. That's what they're called in England. They're called presenters as opposed to being called hosts. Anyways, so also it's kind of like they're Tom Bergeron, but they don't have his corniness. You know what I'm saying? Like his cheesiness, and he's fine. And he does that great. I'm not dissing Tom at all. I think Tom is great. He does that fine. They just aren't that corny and cheesy. I mean, it's kind of like as if I guess they're more like Erin Andrews, I guess, but I love Erin Andrews. I don't know. They're fine. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Then let's talk about the judges. Okay. So, in America, we have Carrie Ann Inaba, who I love, and I have loved ever since she was a Fly Girl. And we also have Len Goodman. Now, what's interesting is that Len used to do both shows. He used to do Strictly and Dancing with the Stars. And now he's just focused on Dancing with the Stars. So I think that's kind of interesting. And everyone always talks about Len. They're always like, oh, Len is such a bitch. Len's a grumpy old man. He doesn't ever score people good enough. So the other host in America is Bruno Tognoli, who does do both shows. So shout out to you, Bruno, because you do both shows, because I'm sure you earn them frequent flyer miles quite a bit, because you got to literally go on Sunday right after your results show. You've got to then hop on a plane and then come out for the Monday Dancing with the Stars. It's crazy. Okay, so also Dancing with the Stars Juniors, I know that it's kind of going to break from the norm, but that has already been taped. Like, that is not a live show at all. So are they not having America vote then if they're not going to do it live? Like, I mean, like, what? But I am excited about the kids that are going to be on there. Obviously, Honey Boo Boo's on there. Mackenzie Ziegler is on there from Dance Moms. And what's funny, though, is that one of the pros also was on Dance Moms. She was one of the minis. I think her name was Eliana. She's a pro, too. And she's great. And who else is a star? Oh, Hudson West, who plays Jake Weber on General Hospital. I love him. He's so cute. He's going to do fine. And who else is on that show? Oh, the kid that's on Blackish. He plays the kid on it. He's on there as well. I mean, like, okay, so just so you know, so you can go and Google the results of who wins Dancing with the Stars Juniors, because it's already been taped. So, yeah. Okay, so those are your three judges in America, right? Now, we used to have Julianne Hough, too, but now she's not doing that show anymore. So she was fine because she was a former winner. She's also won twice, just like Cheryl Burke. But, and she's, had years of dance experience. So, I mean, she's a good judge. It's when they ever have those guest judges that are awful. Like, I'm not going to lie. One year they had Red Foo as a guest judge. And he's a great guy, very funny, whatever. But, like, why are you judging Dancing with the Stars? Why are they having Shania Twain judge Dancing with the Stars? Like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on here? So, like, Olivia Newton-John, I don't mind if she guest judges. She certainly got experience. But, like, these other people, they're like, the next year, Red Foo was actually a contestant on Dancing with the Stars, and they let him have it. They were like, yeah, no, you're the first to go home. Yikes. Okay. So the judges we have in the UK now for this season of Strictly are Darcy Bustle. Now, Darcy Bustle, I had to do a little bit of research on her because I was not aware of her before. She was just like Alexis Wren, she was a prima ballerina for years. I'm talking like, I think she quit in 2012. Like, it's only been like 6 years. So she's great. And the thing I love about Darcy Bustle is that she does, she gives critiques, and she definitely has criticism for people, but it's very British. Like, the way she does it, she does a kind way of saying that you have two left feet, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to describe. You've kind of got to watch it, but she's the queen of that. Like, she's really good, because you'd be like, okay, that was shady. I don't know if anyone else saw that shade, but that was shady right there. So, okay. So she's great, though. I love her. And then there's Shirley Ballas. Now, Shirley Ballas, you might know her as Mark Ballas's mom. Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars. She's a legend in the ballroom community. Shirley and Corky Ballas are legends. And so it totally makes sense that she judges this show. And she's very much like Len in the respect that she gives, not to take away from Carrie Ann or Bruno, but Len always gives, his honest opinion, and he gives them things that they can work on. I mean, they've all gotten really good at that. But she's very much of Len's old school, and he's not too mean. Like, I know people in America think Len is just so mean. Wait till you hear about who we've got in England here. So we've got Shirley Ballas, who's great. Now, here's something else I did not know. I was not aware of this. Apparently, Ashley Roberts, who was in the Pussycat Dolls, was engaged to Mark Ballas. So, I mean, now, if that's the case, then that's a legitimate reason for someone to question that show, right? Because they're like, okay, well, obviously she's going to score because, she tied top of the leaderboard with my girl Faye, but we'll talk about Faye in a minute. So that's kind of interesting, but I do like her, except, so there's a comedian on the show. His name is Sean Walsh, and he danced, who did he dance with? He danced with Katya, and he's got like curly hair, and he's got like a surfer cut, curly hair, right? And it looks fine, right? And in fact, there's a pro dancer on Strictly named Graziano De Prima. This is his first season on Strictly. He's Italian. And FYI, they do have Dancing with the Stars in Italy too. Because a couple of people from Bold and the Beautiful have done that show in Italy. One of them being Don Diamont, who plays Bill Spencer, and then Catherine Kelly Lang, who plays Brooke. They both have done that show. So good for them. I think that's great. Anyways. Okay, so we also have, so anyway, so Sean Walsh danced, and then, you know, Shirley Ballas said, you know, you need to do something with that hair. I mean, like, and we're like, what? She's like, if it was like a Latin dance, it'd be fine, but it's, you know, a ballroom dance, so it's like, really, you need to at least pull it back in a ponytail or something. And, you know, you look like you just haven't had a wash. And I'm like, that's the UK though. People are blunt, and I'm like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, there is no gilding of the lily in the United Kingdom. So I'm like, okay, all right. But I mean, it did seem a little bit hypocritical because we've got a pro named Graziano who has got hair almost exactly like Sean's. And so because he's Latin, it's okay. I mean, it just seems kind of silly. So, but other than that, though, she's a really good judge. And she actually asked the audience's opinion on Twitter afterwards. She's really great about that. So, yeah. So and then we also have Bruno Tognoli, who does both. And he judges them both the exact same way. He cannot, he burns, and what's funny is Nikki Glazer's like, I love that you burn more calories giving my critique than I just did doing the dance. Well, A, I wouldn't brag about that. And B, you know, she's right. It's pretty funny. He does stand up for everyone. And always, you know, he's very sassy. I love me some Bruno. I've loved him ever since, what was that one video he was, I'm Still Standing, that Elton John video. Like, he's great. Love him. Okay. So the other host, because they do have four in the other judge, they do have four judges in the United Kingdom. The other judge's name is Craig Revel Horwood. Now, I thought that that Len, I personally was of the opinion that Len was a little bit grumpy at times. I did agree with him on a lot of stuff, but there were some things I'm like, okay, that was a little bit too much, you know. But no. Len is a fucking teddy bear compared to Craig. Craig is a bitch. Like, he is a full-on cunt. And he's like, okay, well, you know, okay, wait. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So of the celebrities that are currently on Strictly, the ones familiar to me were Ashley Roberts, Lee Ryan from Blue, Faye Tozer-Smith from Steps, Danny John Jules from Red Dwarf, and Susanna Constantine from What Not to Wear with Trini and Susanna. I mean, and I loved her on that show. I liked that British version way better than the American version. No offense to Clinton, but I'm just saying. Clinton and Kelly. Was that right? Kelly? I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah. So she and her partner is Anton Dubek. And she was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Anna was pretty diabolical. And Craig scored her a 1. A 1! When he put up that 1 paddle, I mean, my jaw dropped. I was like, are you for real? Did he seriously give her a 1? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bless. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, so he is the harshest out of them all. And you know, what's funny is that, okay, in the United Kingdom, they have a show, and they had this show 2 weeks ago, where the celebrities find out, they have a show just where the celebrities find out who they're dancing with. So it's kind of different, whereas here, they show the celebrities meeting the pros for the first time. They don't do that in the United Kingdom. They just show the rehearsals. They don't actually show the meet cutes, right? Because they have it in an entirely different show. They have an entire episode all about meeting their celebrities. So that's interesting. So again, now because Dancing with the Stars is on ABC, which is owned by Disney, there is a lot of Disney corporate synergy going on. So in addition to them always having a Disney kid, always having some sort of Disney ABC daytime or primetime star, always having some what is it? They always have a Disney night. I don't even know if they do Disney night in the United Kingdom. They should. That's my favorite night of the whole show. I'm not gonna lie. I love me some Disney night. I do like Halloween night as well, and I know that they do have that on both shows. But I love me some Disney night. That's my favorite to watch every single season. Like I love me some Disney night. I think Disney night's the best. Okay, I'm just saying. So we'll see if they have that in the UK or not. I don't know if they do or not. So those were the only celebrities that I'm familiar with, right? So I knew who Faye was because she dances in steps, and her partner is named Giovanni Pernice, and first of all, he's really good looking. He's really good looking. He's super cute. Second of all, he reminds me a lot of Alan Burstyn. A lot. Like their personalities are very, very similar. So it's interesting to see. But unlike Alan, Giovanni and Faye tied for top of the leaderboard with Ashley and Pasha. So here's something else that's interesting about the United Kingdom. You know what I want to know? I don't know if I'll find this out or not, but has Emma Slater ever been on Strictly Come Dancing, or has she? Because she's British, and I love her. She's done Dancing with the Stars, but I don't know if she's ever done Strictly. So I'm very curious. I know that Kim Johnson and Henry Bialykov have both done Dancing with the Stars Australia, which FYI is canceled now. That is how I first came to know about Dancing with the Stars, even before it aired here in the United States, is that I think maybe it's because I just shaved. I don't know. Am I getting fat? I don't know. Anyways, sorry. So, sorry, God, my neck is killing me. Okay, so what's funny is that my friend Kate, shout out to my friend Kate in Australia, and I'm sure my friends in Australia that are watching this, or I don't think they are right now, but if they would, they'd be like, what the fuck? We don't watch either show because neither is on. But she sent me a clip via email of the finale of Dancing with the Stars, and that was before the season 1 of that had aired here in the United States. So when they finally had announced that they were doing that show in the United States and that it was called Dancing with the Stars, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good because that's a huge hit in Australia. I didn't even know about Strictly Come Dancing at that time. I did not know that was the first show. So yeah, okay. So anyways, I just want to know if Emma Slater's ever done Strictly. I can probably look that up. I'll look that up later today. I'll have that information for you next week. So we have a lot of Eastern Europeans and we have a lot of Italians, and that's fine. That's great. There is something I do kind of want to mention too. So they have a cricketer there named Graham Swan, or Graham Swan. I don't know. I don't know who he is. We don't even have cricket in the United States. Like cricket is not. I mean, it's not really played here, But then again, they don't really have baseball in the UK, so it's kind of the same thing, I think. His partner's name is Oti Mabuse, and she is this beautiful dancer. I wouldn't call her African American because she's not American. She's African English, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the PC way to say it, but she's a person of color. Let's put it that way. And she's fierce. She's fierce and flawless. And what I want to know is, why do we not have a female person of color on Dancing with the Stars? You know what I mean? Because we've got both Keo and Brandon. They're representing the men, but we don't have any, and we have Britt Stewart in the troupe, and she is great. She does all the tours. She's fantastic. I love her. I would love to see her be a pro, and I'm sure she could probably turn that shit out. I just don't. And I know some people are like, well, what about Cheryl Burke? Cheryl Burke does not have any black in her at all. Like she's not black. She's like white and Filipino. Like so, um, and she's great. Don't get me wrong, I love her. Oh, and the reason why I call her Mophead. So there is this website that I love so much called Delisted. And Delisted is really what they do is they tell the same kind of basically the same stories you would read on Perez Hilton, but they do it so much better. Like they are very, very funny. There's at least, I think like there's like 4 people that write it, but the guy that started the website's name is Michael Kay, and his sworn enemy is Cheryl Burke. And so he created this nickname for her called Mophead, which, I love it. I love it. I call her Mophead. She's Mophead. But Mophead's a great dancer. Mophead's fierce. So it's not meant to be a dig at all, So anyway, so that's why I call her Mophead, because she's referred to on delisted.com as Mophead. Okay. So all right. So we've got Faye and Giovanni, who did fantastic. We also, so Odi Mabuse is awesome. She did a really good job. And it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, why don't, I mean, come on, America, get with the times, right? Okay, so I already mentioned Joe Sugg, right? Is that his name? Joe, and the thing about him, he's got a massive following, and he's got a lot of energy. I give him a lot of credit for his energy. But if anything, I actually think the judges were actually a little bit generous with him on the scoring, because the technique is not there. It's very much, bent knees, flex-footed, and his costuming didn't help either. And that I know is not his fault. That is totally up to the show. But it makes him look kind of gangly. The costuming made it worse. Oh my God. And on Dancing with the Stars, Nancy McKeon, oh my goodness. She looked like Big Bird. So they had to do this. They did this routine to Walking on Sunshine, which makes me a little bit irritated, because I think that could have been done a little bit better. But that's just me. And I think I don't think it should be a quick step that they did. I think it should be a jive, but whatever. So she had on this yellow outfit with fringe. Now, there are some people in the world that can wear fringe. Faye, I love me some Faye. And I think she should be in fringe, and she should be showing off those legs on the weekly. But, Nancy is not the same body type as Faye. And she had much longer fringe, and it looked a little bit like, it didn't look like a showgirl. It looked like, it didn't really look like Big Bird either, but it was yellow. So it was like, but she looked more like a cowgirl, like Tulsa from Glow. I don't know if any of you ever watched Glow back in the day, but there was a wrestler named Tulsa she was the Yellow Rose of Tulsa. And so maybe her, it was not attractive. Val looked fine. I know he likes to complain, but he looked fine. Okay. Anyways, I think that's all I have time for today. So thank you so much for logging on today. I'll try to have more of a structure next week. And have a really great day, everyone. Treat everyone well. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.